Welcome back, everyone, to the BD1P Binding of Isaac modded series. Today is going to be a random tainted character run for win number 4 and episode number 326. Your question for today is going to be, put your answer in the comments down below. What is your least favorite genre of video game? Give me a good character. T. Bethany, it works for me, man, sure. Your seed for today's run, if the game loads for me here, is going to be S2ALSP1M. I apologize for like the I don't know, the 10th video in a row. My voice is still very much gone. And I might sound a bit more dead than usual today because I just got done with like a 5-hour stream where I essentially spent the entire thing trying to do one trick in one video game, making me already pretty exhausted, but I'm still here to have a good time in what looks to be one of the worst rooms in the Binding of Isaac history. But for my answer for today's, what do you do in a situation like this, huh? For my answer for today's question of the day, it came to me recently on a stream. What is your deal, man? A stream I was doing of a game called Rain World. Now, I want to make a quick preface here. I think Rain World is a phenomenal video game with amazing graphics, a great soundtrack, and just overall a very aesthetically pleasing environment. And it's very rare that a video game will immerse me. I'm not somebody who really finds themselves being immersed by video games. It's more so like movies and music, I guess, really immerse me, but video games never really been that kind of medium. I've never played a game and felt like, man, I really feel like I'm in this video game, or I can picture myself in this world. Amazing first item. Piercing shots is incredible to have as any character. Not an XL floor, which means I actually feel quite comfortable just going to fight our boss outright here. But Rain World's kind of, it really made me, I guess the way to quantify immersion here is that when I was playing the game, which is set in this very stormy, gray, post-apocalyptic universe or world, it was 107 degrees outside. It was very hot. It was very sunny out that day. Ansus, Yera, okay, pop one of these here. No big reason why not. And I think you take your Yera down to your next floor with you. But it was 107 degrees out. It was very sunny. It was a very warm and bright day outside. Playing the game made me feel like I was... It was a stormy, rainy, cold outside day. It brought that feeling into the real world for me, which I guess might be classified as, we need LAWFUL. LAWFUL is really good. I kind of wish I could get a little bit extra in terms of consumables here, so I'm gonna pop that. Looking for bombs. We got no bombs there. I should have probably opened that chest first, huh? We get pills for pheromones, also not that great. We can do a couple more rooms, don't get freaked out yet. But I guess that kind of is immersion in some capacity, is generally and genuinely feeling like I'm being involved in this world somehow. But Rain World is a game that is, I guess, classified as a Metroidvania, which I've been very critical of that genre in the past. I really don't like Metroidvania games, and I'm sorry. Ooh, we did not gain bombs there, though. And I'm sorry, I've tried to like them. I have played, in the past year, 3 or 4 separate Metroidvania games, and even the best of those ones, I still thought were, bad games. And again, it's nothing against those, oh my god, huge. Those games in particular, I think that they are, really well made, and it takes a lot of skill to make a game like a Metroidvania, having to work out all your pathing. Really, no extra bombs. You make me so sad. You really do. Having to go through all of these different loopholes and things to try to make sure your progression works properly. There's no the cheese or progression skipping going on. It must be very difficult. And every single time I play them, I just get really bored really fast. It's just not a genre made for me. I was one of the very few people who thoroughly did not enjoy Metroid Dread. And it's nothing against, you know, the graphics, because the graphics look great. The gameplay feels snappy, like in terms of combat and stuff like that. But it just something about the needless backtracking to me. Says a guy who plays Isaac for a living, I know. It doesn't click. It doesn't work with my type of game style that I usually use, which is trying to rush into everything and trying to do cool little speedrun skips. And there are cool skips in these games, but again, it didn't work for me. And besides just the backtracking, I get lost in these games a lot, even having a map. Like, there was a moment on my stream where I had about like 20 viewers and I was playing Metroid Dread. And I asked my chat, hey chat, I'm lost, where do I go? And nobody knew where to go. I didn't know where to go. Even Keelvin, who was there, who had beaten the game on stream like the previous day, he had no fucking clue where I was supposed to go. And if you've just freshly played the game and you can still get lost while having access to a full map, it's not like it's bad design, but I feel like it's not necessarily good design at that point. And I kind of just got frustrated, and I was like, you know what? I'm done. Where I'm playing. I think I started playing like Isaac or some shit. I was just like, you know what? I'm not having a good time. I'm not gonna force myself to have a good time. I've walked around the same area for what feels like an hour. It's just I'm not having fun, so I stopped playing. And I got some shit for that in Discord, because like, oh, you don't understand the point of the genre. You're supposed to do this and this and this, and backtracking is part of the fun. It's not for me. Backtracking may be part of your fun. It's not part of my fun. And I never picked up Metroid Dread ever again. Maybe one day I'll go back to it and like try to have a more fun time, but why are these doors broken? I really want to go in this room, but it's not gonna happen. I guess mimic doors are just bugged in the most recent update, which is sad, but we'll get over it. But maybe one day I'll go back and I'll play Metroid Dread and I'll have a better time, but I don't know, like walking around the same area aimlessly for what feels like, you know, an hour, and then having to constantly hide from the same enemy who I can't beat yet over and over, I wasn't really feeling like it was worth my time almost at all, so I don't expect to be going back to it. And if you're wondering where I was stuck, I believe it was like right in Zone 2, or I had finished everything in Zone 2, and I just didn't know where to go after that point. And nobody in my chat did either. It wasn't just, what I'm trying to say is it wasn't just like a me thing. It seemed like everybody was confused by something there. And it's up to your own personal preference. Do you enjoy being confused and having to like grind to figure out one solution, or do you not? And I personally do not. If you like doing that, hey man, more power to you. It is a devil deal pool, which means I'm not going to walk into there, but what I am going to do is go to every single other place I can, because this could be actually huge for us. Holy shit, it's not Devil Pool. Here's Stairway. Now, I know it's not going to do a lot for us because we don't have... why do we have... Oh, we have Salvation Wisp. Because we already have Lawful, but it could give us extra items from a really good pool earlier on the floor, so it's not going to be bad to have. We can always walk out of there and not buy anything, right? It's not necessarily a requirement to buy any items from Stairway. But again, I just don't want to piss anybody off. If you enjoy those games, more power to you. I can't get into them. And the other Metroidvania I played earlier this year was a game called Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, which I know is not your standard Metroidvania, but it is in its essence a Metroidvania game. And this one was definitely between Rain World and Metroid Dread, this one was definitely the worst. I was doing a Kirby marathon. For those of you who don't know, way earlier in the year, I think it was about, oh, Daddy is happy. Daddy's really happy. It was about like 4 months ago. Oh, the chest is gone. That's so sad. And during this stream, I had, you know, a good amount of viewers. It wasn't like anything crazy. It was like maybe 20 or 30. And everybody in chat agreed, besides one person, that Kirby and the Amazing Mirror's design is atrocious. One of the big, like, calling cards, I guess, of Metroidvanias is getting huge maps for these big, please, I didn't get it. These big open areas, and most of the time, the programmers will put these maps very early on in the area, so you're not lost the entire time. In pretty much every zone except for like 2 zones in Kirby, the map is like halfway through, which makes you wander around aimlessly the entire time. Not to mention, half the doors in that game are one-way doors where you can't walk back once you've entered, which is already, is this going to be the library pool? Interesting. Is already, I think, a flaw in its own, because if you take the wrong way, you have to return back to your home, like your lobby area, and then retrace your steps back to that same exact area, and then not go in whatever door you went in earlier. It's a time waster for no reason. And I think over half of my playthrough was spent backtracking into areas I had either gone into by accident or just was unclear if I was supposed to go in there or not because I had no map until midway through the area. It was a very frustrating experience, and it only gets worse from there. There is, most of the time, progression is decently linear, where you'll be in Zone 1, you'll get a new power that lets you access like Zone 2 in almost every Metroidvania game, even Metroid itself. It has like a sense of linearity to it. I almost thought I crashed the game there. I would have been very upset, and my game is very laggy for some reason now. In Kirby, the zone numbers mean practically nothing, but they still are the only way to get to other areas. If that makes sense. You have to go to like Zone 7 to still access an area like Zone 5. But there's no logic there, because in Zone 7, you may find doors that lead to Zone 5, but Zone 5 is on the other side of your main map. Another Book of the Dead? What is this item pool? Just literally Book of the Dead? I mean, I'll touch it so it doesn't come back again, but like, that's strange. I've never seen that kind of thing happen before. So we are in the library pool, though. We could buy Satanic Bible, although it would not be good to have on a lawful run like this, so I think you just keep on moving on. But there's no logic there. At least in Metroid Dread, if you entered one door, it would exit you to a door that was remotely close to you. Kirby and the Amazing Mirror is like, yeah, you entered on the left side of the map. Hey, we're going to exit you over here on the top right. How does that make any sense? How does that help the player progress in the game? It doesn't. It makes everything more confusing for like literally no reason. And it was just frustrating. Zone 7 has 3 separate exits to Zone 5. Or maybe it's 5 to 7, one of those two. I think it is Zone 5 has 3 different exits to Zone 7, all of which can't even be accessed until you've already beaten Zone 7 in the future. They have like a door blocking them off, and only one of the exits from Zone 5 leads to Zone 9, which is not the exit you need to progress through Zone 9, meaning that Zone 5, besides it just being a normal boss fight, is practically entirely useless to you. It really was one of those like, who the fuck designed this game moments, and that was the entirety of the game. And I guess to top it all off, the final zone, Zone 9, we spent 2 streams trying to navigate and figure out, because it was like one big loop. Like, how do we leave this big loop? Where do we exit to the next area of the game? Like, where's our next stop here? It turns out that in order to exit Zone 9, you have to go into a certain door, immediately go back through that door, jump up to where the camera can't see you anymore, and then break a block and you're through. That was my big, like, straw of, like, I'm done. This shit is absolutely stupid. And I beat the game, and I was like, you know what, man? This might have been one of the worst Kirby games I had ever played. But it was a way worse Metroidvania as well. So, I guess... Oh, wait, it's the planetarium pool right now for my Lemiga Town. But the item pools, like the pedestal pool, seems to be... It still hurts you. Interesting. It seems to be from the library. A little bit of an interesting quirk there with the items. I'm not going to lie. I actually quite enjoy that. We don't have any... It's just free. Black hearts, pheromones will pop every pill we see because we're not pussies. And this gives me a shot speed up and a speed down. Would not say that was exponentially worth it. But, you know, we can't always win them all, right? Careful here. It's really hard to see anything with LSD pop. To go walk into your boss and destroy. I would prefer to not get my angel deal right now because It's the library pool. We're not going to give up Vade Retro for anything besides Book of Virtues, so I'd prefer... Oh, I'm not getting my hits out properly. The lag is too much. I'd prefer to not get my deal right now, if possible. Save that till I have a better pool next floor, or just any kind of other pool. It's all going to be active items. I can't take a goddamn active item. What I can do, though, is touch this, put it back down, walk into here, and do a bit of an interesting, you know, BD1P medium brain play here. We're going to kill you for the key piece pedestal, and we're going to Black Rune all of them for 3 Black Rune pedestals, potentially giving us a very, very large stat up. Stay strapped. Oh my god, a diagonal beam, you asshole. All right. Black Rune for damage, tiers, speed, and shot speed. Very good. Take your pill, don't be a little bitch, and you are free to move on down. Creatine powder. We seem to be on the boss pool, which is not bad, because boss is going to give us a lot of stats and HP, both of which we could use. In fact, I'm going to go a little bit deep on you. Only because you could... I guess you're going to drop me a boss item, huh? Maybe it wasn't the best idea. I'll go to the payout once. Give me a single payout. Wow. Oh, actually, though, that might be killer in the future here, not gonna lie. But that brings us to my topic for today, which is the game Rain World, which out of Metroid Dread and Kirby, which I've played very recently, this was by and large the best of those games, but it has some pretty major flaws still. I'm not gonna deny that, but it was the most immersive out of all of them and the most artistically unique out of all of them. Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, and I love Kirby games. They're one of my favorite genres of games, like, or I guess franchises of games ever. I actually just bought the Cold Stone Kirby ice cream recently, which was, you know what, pretty good. I'm not one of my better Cold Stone purchases for sure. But Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, it had no flair. It had no flair. It was just a Kirby game, but Metroidvania. Metroid Dread, it's got a really cool, like, aesthetic going for it. The space bounty hunter thing is epic, but I mean, like, I've seen the trend before, and although it kind of was the pioneer, it didn't wow me this time around. That's for sure. But Rain World, the very slight world building there, like the character designs, the combat being so simple yet so difficult to master. I mean, it really was a satisfying experience, besides a couple things that I would consider to be major flaws. I got hair all in my mouth right. I gotta get a haircut, man. My hair it's been 2 years since my last haircut. I'll get one soon, Chad, don't worry. But there's a mechanic in this game that gets introduced very early on called Karma. And Karma is based... I gotta go back and explain the game a bit more in depth there. 8 fly orbitals? Yeah, okay, buddy. So the game's premise is that you're a little, like, slug creature, and it rains every, we'll say, like, half an hour. And when it rains, you have to be in a hibernation chamber. If you are not in one of these chambers, that you'll lose and game over to go back to your last save point, and the save points also are the hibernation chambers. So the goal is kind of to go through all these different areas to find a new hibernation chamber to save in and continue on going forward. The goal to be completing your whole map, obviously. If that wasn't already clear, I'm gonna do it. I could use the HP. Oh, what a great room. And that by itself is a great idea. For a mechanic. Having those save points be also part of the gameplay itself and giving you like an added benefit for having them, that's really clever. I actually quite enjoy that. The issue comes in with the karma mechanic. So every time you sleep in a hibernation station, you gain 1 karma. You have a max, I think it's like 5 different karma, like symbols to have. And if you die, you go down 1 karma. It's again, a fairly simple system. The problem is there are certain progression things blocked by having a certain amount of karma. So you will encounter situations, that could be good, but I kind of want to keep the dice shard. You will encounter situations in which, actually maybe the Fool card's better because dice shard, that rolls the pool we're in. Dice shard only rolls the item within the pool. So maybe actually, we do want to take the dice shard in case we roll into a bad pool one floor. We can just redo the floor and get out of that situation. That might be a pretty big brain play to make. But there are situations you'll find yourself in where you'll just be grinding out, hibernating until you get enough symbols. And the way you hibernate is by having 4 food. So you gotta find and eat either 4 berries or 4 like bugs, and then go back to your hibernation station. It's a whole process there. And also not die while doing that. And it can be a really boring grind just to get that to work. Now, is it a terrible system? No, but there were 2 points in the game where there were these locked gates that were blocked by having a certain level of karma that I had to go back and grind for. And it took me like 20 minutes just to get the proper levels to grind with that, which, like, why? I have to ask myself why. I know it's supposed to be so you kind of like familiarize yourself more with the game, but I wasn't like learning anything new by doing that. I was just, well, doing it. Like, I wasn't learning new combat maneuvers. I wasn't learning... we'll just do it right now and get an extra item pulled down here. I wasn't learning any kind of new combat. I wasn't learning any new tricks or tips. I was just doing the same thing. Oh, we got the angel pool. Okay. Doing the same thing over and over again to no avail. Well, I guess to avail, to progress, but it was just a waste of my time, and it genuinely did take a lot away from the experience. It stopped the game's progression, the game's flow to do that. And in some cases, that could be fine if you're teaching the player how to do stuff, but in this situation, it was monotonous and boring, and really made me kind of want to just put the game down and do something else. Question. Am I gaining 8 flies every room? Is that what's happening here? Did that card break? I need to have a little bit of too many flies right now. Oh, God. How do I remove... Oh, no. I hate when modded stuff just breaks and you can't toggle it on or off, because look at how many flies we're gaining. We've dropped 20 frames just for having all of these flies. Can I, like, just... What if I hit remove swarm? Would that do anything? Is it like a remove every fly you own command? That'd be very helpful to have right now. Can I not toggle this at all? I'll figure it out, guys. Hold on. Okay, there is no toggle setting for the flies. They're just here forever now, so there goes the lag. There goes the bitrate. It's not a huge deal. Who really gives a shit at the end of the day? I just hate seeing them all spawn in. I guess we do have, like, full shot immunity, but it's still not... my favorite thing to be seeing. Anyways, I get it. Like, the point of Metroidvanias is to be grindy like that, and is to be, you know, have so much backtracking and going, you know, to previous areas to see new things, but I don't understand how that's fun. It is a me thing, right? I just don't get how that's fun. And it might just be me being a streamer now, because it's like, I want to be in the action, constantly doing things, and Metroidvanias are constantly taking you out of the action to go back to earlier and lower level areas just to do one menial thing. It's just, I like being engaged, and Metroidvanias, I think, are like the antithesis of engagement, except for I think Metroid Dread had some pretty flashy combat that made it a bit more fun to be in that environment. Rainworld's combat, I don't think, was unique or, like, expansive enough to really invest me in it. The simplicity was nice. You could do a lot of stuff with a little bit of nothing. But there was just moments where I was like, I get it. Throw this rock, do this, and you're done. And, like, the game was also kind of buggy. Zingers, one of my viewers who recommended me the game in the first place, was watching me play, and noticed that my game, it doesn't do anything with Spirit Sword. It actually makes our damage worse, so I'm going to just look for my secret room, then I think move on, because it could be an angel item. Did I miss it? It might have been right. I might have just missed it. I did not miss it. I'm actually the biggest fool alive. I gotta find this thing, though. Like, stat. But Zingers noticed that, like, there were weird things going on in my game where, like, sometimes my jumps weren't going as far as they should have been. Standing on top of, like, poles and balancing was looking really, really buggy on my end. So I don't really know if that was a fault of mine or the game's, but it definitely had an effect. Oh, 2 angel items here, let's go. On my experience overall. Wait, hit me. Take my flies away. If I lose all of my flies, I'm just gaining more, aren't I? No, they're going away. They're going away. I have this soul, which makes it a lot harder to do this as well. I want to lose all of my flies. Mega Maw again. You cannot do contact damage with your flies. We got rid of quite a lot, though. Maybe that Forget Me Now card screwed us over. Take this. Habit's really, really good. And, yeah, I think you now are official. Oh, I already found that it's over there. Okay. I think you are now officially able to, once you do this, nice, move on down. But, again, like, I want to reiterate one last time. I'm not just trying to hate on popular and good things. I don't understand it. It's the same thing with me and Omori. I thought the game was just super boring. It's the same thing with me and other, like, semi-popular games. I'm never going to try to play Cuphead. I just don't think it would be my thing. Dude, I get these flies out of my game. Another library pool? Josh and me? Just touch the books, man. Like, get them out of the rotation for good. There's too many. And then I guess, no, you're a heart man. I don't want to do that with you. You might take away too much HP. Why? How is this? How does a bug like this get through testing? I don't know what makes these flies constantly reappear. I get 8 every room. It's not worth a 20 frame drop. You gotta be yanking my dick right now. This is not worth anything. I'd rather be, like, getting hit by every shot. Having my game run like shit. I'm gonna save an exit. Maybe that'll fix it. I'm trying everything right now, man. I'm trying everything. Oh my god, I know what it is. It's not the card. It's prosperity. The item in my, like, the second row from the top, that first item right there, it doubles your familiars when you get them. And I think it's doubling every single fly each time. Oh. So I'm going to remove prosperity. And then once our flies get gone, all of them, I'll give it back to us. But it definitely is prosperity. How do you do this room? It definitely is prosperity. Go, little electric man. Take him down. The Bobo fool over here. Hey, shooting me is good. I get to lose my flies that way. Keep shooting me too if you want to. I'm not just trying to hate on popular things. I just do not find enjoyment in them. And I'm very, very picky as a gamer. I genuinely stick to playing the same, like, 4 games in rotation my entire life. And I doubt that's ever going to change. Mainly because I'm happy with these games. I play with new games when they come out, but I rarely ever return to new games that aren't, like, staple games in my life. For example, Isaac. Play it every day. It's a staple game in my life. It's going to be here forever. Lego Indiana Jones, same thing. I played it when I was a kid. I have really fond memories of that. It's not going to go away. Any kind of Smash or the most recent Mario Kart, and, like, that's it. I mean, everything else I've played, and I loved Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey. I loved Ravita, but it's hard to go back to those games. It's just how picky I am. And I do play Ravita, actually, a little bit off camera now and then. And I will be starting up the Ravita series for a bit once again, once the new floor generation starts, because it looks to be fairly inventive, but I don't know. I'm very picky with that kind of stuff. And it does turn me off to when games are like, I'm told try this game, and I try it, and then I don't like it, or I don't like one part of it. Oh, shoot me. Please. There we go. Do it again. All of you shoot me. Yes. No, the soul has to stop doing that. All of you shoot me. Yeah, good. I'm gonna grind this for a minute here, chat. I think we'll take Book of Shadows over Vade Retro just because we're not getting much use out of that item anyways, and Book of Shadows is actually quite good. I don't really care for that, and I think we'll just go fight our boss and keep moving on here. But again, I think, like, TLDR, I don't like Metroidvanias because I'm very, very picky, and I really, really dislike backtracking in games, and I think it makes it really slow, and I just don't find it to be a very inventive or fun way of world building. That being said, returning to old areas in games is not a bad idea. It can be utilized very, very well in a lot of ways. It's just Metroidvanias tend to use it out of like a necessity for the genre, I feel like. And don't anybody in the comments tell me you gotta play Hollow Knight, bro. It's the best one out there. I'm aware it's probably a very good game, but I don't like Metroidvanias. Your favorite is not going to change that for me. That sounds like a very rude thing to say, but the game you play is not an exception to my rule. That's quite good. And it maybe it is in some wacky way, but I've given the genre so many tries, and really nothing has worked for me. I'm gonna drop an item ever, or just take all of my HP away. So never, I guess, is the answer there. All right, we'll buy this. If we have a D6 charge ready, you might as well use it in here. It looks like our flies are also, by the way, my theory was correct. We're losing quite a lot of flies here. I'll do it. Ooh, it's the item room pool. Very, very nice. I don't want the game to lag, but here we go. And I'll pop the sun card for mapping in here, and then I will just keep on going here. But I'm not going to play Hollow Knight. I might play it if Silk Song ends up, like, for some reason, like, catching me. But I severely doubt that. I'll be real with you. I severely doubt that. I know that the game is probably very good along with other games like Cuphead, and I'm sure that if I was to play the rest of Rain World, it'd be very, very good as well. I don't have the drive to, and not every game is made for every person. That's what kind of grinds my gears a lot of the time. Is somebody will tell you that, like, this game is the epitome of gaming, and it's, like, either just a nostalgia thing for them, or it is just not in everybody's wheelhouse, and when you say you don't like that game, you get dogpiled. You get dogpiled quite a bit. And it hasn't necessarily happened to me, and if it happens to you, it's not a big fucking deal. It's just it's a video game. Like, relax. But it is annoying to be like, I don't like this game, and everybody go, well, how long did you play it for? You give it a fair shot? Like, yes, I gave it a fair shot. That was the Omori issue with my Discord a long time ago, is I played it on stream, and I was having an okay time, wasn't really roped into it, and then my save didn't save correctly on the last stream, so I was back to the beginning of the game, and I did not feel like playing through the beginning of the game ever again, so I said, you know what, chat, I'm done with Omori, I'm not going to play it ever again, and they were all like, you only hate it because your save didn't save. And like, no, if I liked the game, I wouldn't have an issue playing back the beginning once again. I only got like 3 hours in. Like, it wouldn't have been a huge deal. I could have played it off camera too, but I just did not genuinely enjoy the game. That was the whole thing. Here's the actual TLDR. Don't try to force somebody to play your game and get mad when they don't like it, and don't like, just dismiss random. Give it a fair shot. Like, I could have very easily just, like, not played Rain World because it was a Metroidvania, but I gave it a fair shot because I had faith in the old game. Yo, big rerolls here potentially. Big rerolls here potentially. 2 item pedestals into Halo of Flies, Never Again, and Shamrock. Actually, Shamrock is very, very good. We'll reroll you again, I think, in the future here, when we feel like it. Okay, last roll is going to be Contagion. Very, very good. Now you can go fight your boss and then keep on moving on here. A pretty good run, I would say. Spirit Sword is always a blessing to have. I don't see it too often anymore in this game because of all the modded items, but I'm happy to see it here. I really am. It's one of my all-time favorite items in the game. It did get stale after a while, though. It's like enjoying Mom's Knife. It kills, like, every, like, available synergy ever made, but it's so damn fun. And again, we're not going to go to the chest right now. You guys have rammed that into my brain enough to pass a little bit. We are going to go to Dark Room this run and not be super repetitive here. Thanks for that hit right there. Appreciate it. And I think you are free just to keep on moving down. We do have a crawl space giving us a black market. You know what? We could just skip the rest of this floor. It's only the item room pool. It's not a huge deal. We do see Tech 50. I guess Stigmata would not be bad to have. The damage is much appreciated, and I don't care for that. You know what, dude? Take the black market. The faster we go, the better. I got people coming over in like 10 minutes. I got to go a little bit speedy quick here, but the run should not take too much longer. I am not touching that. Like, you could do nothing in the world to make me touch that almond milk right there and enjoy myself while doing it. Absolutely zero. Okay, here's the play, gamers. I do have an Emperor card right here, and I do have a Yara rune. What I can do is Yara this Emperor card and use the fast travel mod to my advantage to, number one, go straight to the boss fight with the extra stats from it as well. Destroy Mom's heart immediately because she's a little bitch. Once she's dead, it was actually decently far away from us too. Look at that map. Once she's dead, go to the arcade, grab the other Emperor card, go to Shoal, and then pop that immediately, bypassing the entire floor of Shoal. I went the wrong... We don't take those. Not on today's run. We don't take those. That's the wrong. I hit 10, didn't I? Oh, I was in the middle of a floor transition. So it brought me up to the dark room. That's crazy. I didn't know it worked that way. The more you know, right? We'll pop the Emperor card now. Now you're in this fight. You don't have that much damage, so make sure you're still, like... The lag is probably... Right? My lag timing has gotten so good, too. You don't have a lot of damage, so be decently careful. You have a crazy-ass, like, Tech 9 Play-Doh rainbow synergy happening here, which is actually quite entertaining to see. But you're dead. Well, one more phase, obviously. Go right here. I still cannot give myself back prosperity, by the way. I still have some flies on me. Holy shit, what is happening? That was an instant kill. Okay. Yeah? All right. it's dark room time, I guess. We have one full D6 charge. Watch this R key right now. Oh, it's the devil pool, actually. Yes. Roll into nothing good. Roll it again. Also, oh, we have Judas's Shadow. Holy shit. If we choose to buy this, Starvation is really, really good. Obituary? Actually insane. We can't buy that. You pop those, you could die here and honestly still be fine. If we respawn, we'll have a 10 damage Spirit Sword, which means every single swipe we do is going to do incredible damage, which, I mean, what more do you want in an Isaac run, right? Than incredible damage here. We have, I think, I would say a 10% chance of losing, but like a low 10% chance, you know what I mean there? Like, it's more like a 9% in that regard. If we take a lot of hits in a room like this, or we get a really, really bad room for Spirit Sword, sure, we could throw immensely. That was almost dumb, but I don't really see that happening. We do enough. And don't forget, when we do respawn, it'll be even stronger, too. I want to apologize once again for my voice, though. It still is, like, super duper gone. Vacation cannot come soon enough, basically. And vacation is coming very soon. Actually, this is, I'm recording... In the next 3 days, I have to record 6 Isaac runs, and then 2 main channel videos, and 10 YouTube shorts / TikToks, so yeah, a little bit of work there. Also, I want to mention that I do have a new channel. I know I have like 4 fucking channels now. Holy shit, this guy's insane. It is a channel I'm going to use exclusively for shorts, because I've heard the algorithm plays to those channels pretty nicely if you just post shorts to a channel. So for a little bit here, I'm going to be posting all of the like streak clips and the stream clips and stuff like that on the BD1P Clips channel, which you can find on my channel in the About section, or my linked, or my, what's it called? Not LinkedIn. What's that website called? Linktree. Also in the description of this video in the link tree section too. If you like seeing, if you can't make it to streams and you want to see the stream highlights and stuff like that, those clips are a good way to locate those. So again, if you want to watch those, go find that channel down below. If it doesn't do well, I'm fine, like just not doing it ever again, but I want to experiment some more and see what the algorithm likes to do. Okay, I'm going to purposely die here. Oh, don't grab that yet. Oh my god. I want to, oh. Well, now we can't do that. Well, we still win. You still have no way you lose this shit. I mean, look how much with only 8 damage we're doing right now. Budge him in here. Perfect. Body's gone. Lovely. Get one bomb down for old time's sake. Give sad bombs. That bomb was going around the world and back. He's dead. It's over. No victory lap here. We get 2 chests for Event Horizon. Oh my god. Well, we're in the chest now. If you enjoyed the run, a like and a comment goes a long way for a small channel like mine. I have to go, guys. Peace out.